What's up, everybody? Coach John here. I lost 200 pounds and I'm here to help you do the same, or 20, you get the idea. Same blue sweatshirt, different day. Back to talk with you about extreme dieting. I saw this topic come up in the Facebook group over at Lose Weight with John on Facebook. Feel free to join. A member posted a success story about their progress this year, and someone posted saying, I need to know what to do. I'm really struggling with food. And they were talking about going on a juice fast. And this brought up a good discussion about the pros and cons of that. This falls under the category of extreme dieting. And it's something that we need to talk a lot about because it's not a cut and dried, oh, don't ever do that, or under no circumstances go on an extreme diet. An extreme diet is like a power tool, right? You can do a lot with it. You could also potentially do a lot of damage. So first off, let's clarify exactly what we mean by extreme diets. An extreme diet, to me, is any diet that causes you to deviate from your norm by a lot, right? So some people would say that an extreme diet would have to be a huge caloric restriction, which I agree that would be an extreme diet. Cutting out entire food groups is a fairly extreme diet, I think. To me, it also seems very extreme to go from a diet that's leaving them in an unhealthy place all the way to what they imagine a healthy diet to be, going from junk food 5 times a day to whole foods all the time. Because we're creatures of habit, and the more you shift those habits all at once, it's like you're trying to carry a lot of weight over a very small bridge. Whereas if you just change one element at a time, get used to that, and you can add another element, you build up the bridge of new habits, new behaviors. That's always the smart play in the long term. Slow and steady definitely wins the race. Being moderate in the changes you're making small adjustments, operating with the minimum effective dose, these are all really smart things to do. Does that mean that there's never a place for an extreme diet? I would say that, and this is not medical advice, right? And this is a big thing about extreme diets that people don't take into consideration. You need to talk to your doctor before you do anything like this. I know of a guy named Ethan Suplee. He's an actor. He has a podcast called American Glutton. I highly recommend it. He's lost a significant amount of weight. You've probably seen him in TV shows and movies over the years, walking around at 400, 500 pounds, and now he's jacked. He's done all the extremes, right? Various kinds of extremes, because a lot of people, when we eat too extreme, it's because part of our personality or the survival mechanisms we've used to get by in life, the things we learned to do in childhood to try to get our needs met, we had to do extreme things, right? And this is ultimately why, if you're veering toward extremes and you don't think that that's a good long-term solution, why it's actually an act of self-love to encourage yourself away from the extremes, away from the survival mechanisms, and give yourself the space and the support that you didn't have in childhood, but you can give it now. Easier said than done, but that's what the group is for. That's what I'm here to help you do. But that can really help you change the way you relate to yourself. And when you do that, the weight loss is somewhat automatic, right? Because you start relating to food and exercise and self-care completely differently. So Ethan Suplee, he went on, I believe, a juice fast, or it was like some kind of shake or something. And that was how he lost the first 80 pounds. And he knows it was extreme, but he was in dire straits. I mean, I think he was like 550 pounds or something like that. And he's like, what do I have to lose? And that got him kick-started on his weight loss. And it made him realize, hey, I can do hard things. I can change the way I eat. That is one scenario where people use a kickstart to get things moving in the right direction. And I think if someone's gonna do that, which I'm not recommending you do, but if you're gonna, do it with the intention of changing your relationship to yourself. Do it with the intention of taking away the foods that trigger you to overeat. Not so that you're protecting yourself from food, because that's not the answer, right? Food is for you. Somehow things have gotten twisted to where food has become a weapon against you. Food has become a quicksand, a slippery slope. But it's not food, it's all in here. Again, not your doctor, talk to your doctor. But if you're gonna do something extreme, do it with the intention of finding wholeness and healing in yourself. Because if you go in with the intention of, I need to get this weight off so that I can be safe, you're already putting yourself into fight or flight. You're telling yourself that you're not safe. And if you're fundamentally not safe, then the way you approach dieting is going to be completely based out of your survival mechanisms. You're going to be reactive. You're going to be liable to fall back into all the old patterns that got you here to begin with. But a lot of times people are turning to extremes for reasons that don't warrant it. They're just not thinking about their diet in a smart way. They're missing something that they're doing that's preventing weight loss. Sometimes people go on a crash diet because they are on a moderate diet and things just stall out for a little bit. Once you've associated your sense of personal safety to your weight loss progress and then that goes away, people flip out, and I've been there. So for the most part in this video, I'm encouraging you to resist the temptation to take extreme measures. Not because extreme measures are bad per se, but because they have an extremely low success rate. They have an extremely high rebound rate. And we do these things mostly out of desperation, not a sincere belief that this is the best way forward. And if you know deep down that this is not the right thing for you, please just stick to the journey. Stay on your path. Keep listening to that voice inside of you that says that you deserve good things and that you deserve love and that you deserve to relate to yourself in a way that's going to heal you rather than hurt you. A way of relating to yourself that has compassion for the person who's carrying around more weight than they want to. That has compassion for the person that doesn't know when to stop eating. And if you don't know what to do after watching this video, that's okay. Let that be okay. Because if you can create a space where you're okay without having the answer right in front of you, then you're going to create a space where your actual brain can start to work, not just your survival snake brain. When you can approach this in complete calm and peace, you're going to be able to recruit all the best parts of you, all the things you've learned over the years, all the character you've built over the years, right? Because most people who have severe weight issues, a lot of times people think, oh, they don't have any willpower or character or resolve. Nothing could be further from the truth. These people you often have far more grit and determination than people who don't have the same issues. People don't realize how hard it is to get up and go through daily life at 300, 400, 500 pounds. It's insanely difficult, And so when I tell people that weight loss can be easy, sometimes they make a face, but it's like, if you've ever been 420 pounds, then you know what I'm talking about. That's difficult. Living where your only choices are bad extremes, either the extreme of eating to self-harm or eating to self-harm and calling it a diet, with the end result being the same thing. If you're stuck in a situation where you only have bad options and you're always picking between the lesser of two evils, I would just encourage you that there is hope, and hope probably lies down an easier path that wants to happen. You just have to let it. And it might go down a path that your anxieties tell you you're not allowed to go down, right? Because of those childhood issues, the things we learned to do and the things we learned that we weren't able to do. This is a very complex topic. We're getting into issues of eating disorders and things like that. So I would never think that I could cover it all in a 10-minute video. But because this was coming up in the group, it seemed timely to talk about it. And especially with New Year's, there's a lot of temptation to lose weight as much as you can in 30 days and stuff like this. And anyone who's gone down that path multiple times and seen where it got them, we see it and we understand. And when we're encouraging you to stick to the more moderate path, it can be hard to hear because your brain hears that's not going to work. So you're telling me to do something that's not going to work. But what people are really encouraging you to do is to get off the yo-yo roller coaster of self-harm and constantly thinking that your only two options are bad option A and bad option B. There is a lot of other options. I think that that's the main message. I would hate for anyone to go on an extreme diet basically because they're being railroaded by their own mind. So I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to see more content like this, share the video, get the word out, help people find this channel. All the likes and comments and stuff are super appreciated. Head over to the Facebook group, Lose Weight with John. We have free support there. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching to deal with these issues, You can email me at johnoakescoaching@gmail.com. That's Oaks with an E. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.